Hot fixes, updates and big news as always right here, right now. Greetings Rommies and welcome to WromWrom, the channel sharing the joy of sim racing, and to a regular news roundup, our weekly sim racing news. Welcome to the channel, thanks for stopping by. My name is Serta and I will be your host for this video. If you have any news for us, send us a mail to news@wromwrom.net. Seems Simocube are not the only ones searching for engineers, because Dutch company Huizingveld is searching for an electrotechnical engineer. We'd love to tell you more, but the job offer is in Dutch, which I can understand if I squint my eyes and read really slowly. But before I mess anything up in the translation, let DeepL or any other translation system translate the job offer. If you're interested, or at least intrigued, that is. No sooner had Kunos released their most anticipated update did they have to release an equally highly demanded hotfix, as endurance drivers desperate to use the new Ferrari 296 were horrified to discover, mid-race it seems, that there was a bug with the car that meant that driver swaps were not working. Thankfully, this has been fixed, as well as a Helicam focus issue at Valencia, some cars missing fueling animations, and some drivers having issues registering to competition system races. Also included in the 1.9.1 hotfix is an update to the balance of performance in GT3, most notably the BMW M4 has had its drag generation updated, meaning while the overall performance should be similar, you might get either a little more or less slipstream depending on how the generation has been changed. The Ferrari 296 has had a 25 kilo reduction at a number of the tracks, and the Huracan Evo 2 and Porsche 992 have had a top speed reduction at all tracks. From what we've heard across our network of communities, an odd choice from Kunos, but ultimately resulting in the Lamborghini being the less loved child of those sim racers going for outright pace, and the Ferrari looking to cement its choice at the top of sim racing. The Porsche remains a Porsche. It will take more than a top speed nerf to 1. Slow it down, and 2. Stop people from choosing it as their daily racer. Another date for your diary, May 5th or Revenge of the 5th. For all the Star Wars fans out there, Race Sim Studios will be releasing their newest edition of their top-of-the-line mod, the Formula Hybrid 2023. Posting on their website about their ultra-realistic physics engine, the Formula Hybrid 2023 strives to be the next step, not only in modding, but in F1 simulation. A unique note from the announcement is, to our knowledge at least, the first real deviation from the Formula 1 mimicry we've been used to from these mods. The Gomez Sim Industries or GSI Hyper P1 steering wheel comes to the Formula Hybrid 2023, a real-world sim racing wheel being embedded into the sim cockpit by a fictional partnership. If you've heard of anything like this before, please sound off in the comments. Also down in the comments, let us know if you want a review of the newest addition to the extensive list of mods that are known as must-have as part of the increasingly community-driven, pun intended, hobby that we all enjoy. If you enjoyed the IndyCar races of the ASRC, which you should take a look at if you haven't already, as they can drive excellently, you will be thrilled. We are continuing our partnership with them and are going to offer you not one, but 2 series of the ASRC in the next months. The first one may very well end in mayhem, as it's what they call the Stock Car 2023 series with a NASCAR mod and a lot of ovals. And as the past has shown, ovals are tricky for these drivers. Watch for it every Sunday starting on the 14th of May and going until end of September, taking you among many others to Talladega, Las Vegas, Kansas or Daytona, of course, including Texas. The first 12 races are going to be the regular season, the last 6 the playoffs. Don't miss them. The second series is going to be the Russell Cup 2023, in which the ASRC drivers are going to compete in those wonderfully nimble Renault Clio cars, which always promise so much fun. As the Clio is a car beginners love to race, and rightfully so, you can expect to see many a rookie trying to get ahead of seasoned drivers. This also promises to be an interesting one. 9 races from beginning of May to middle of July, almost every week, with tracks as interesting as Nordschleife or Zandvoort amongst others, every Monday. If you would like to support our channel, which we sure wish you would, and can afford it, you can do so by becoming a patron at patreon.com/WromWrom. Amongst other perks, becoming a patron will fix your name for posterity like this, but you'll also get to know what we plan and what we're doing, and will be able to take part in our decisions. So a big thank you to our patrons. If you're feeling friendly, please consider subscribing. As Reiza goes, this update is quite punctual as it's only off by a month or so. This time Reiza had a very good reason to keep us waiting, the Nordschleife. But it's not your everyday's Nordschleife, mind you. If you feel queasy about modern day's Nordschleife, be prepared for Reiza's 1971 Nordschleife to outright scare you. And then they go and add the Südschleife, and of course, if you have both, you end up also publishing the Gesamtstrecke, which translates as whole track. Germans can be very literal in their naming, yes sir. The Südschleife existed between 1927 and 1970, but it was barely used after 1931. When most of what now is the Nürburgring got made in the 1980s, it completely fell into disarray and disuse, although parts of it are still in use as a normal road, parking space and whatnot. While the Nordschleife is quite the one from 1971, Reiza can't be so sure about the Südschleife, but as they used LiDAR data and old photographs, this may be the most accurate rendering anybody can offer at the moment. And driving the whole of the track will be a completely new experience to anyone who loves the Nordschleife, just as historic Bathurst 1983 was to anyone who loves Bathurst. Nürburgring Historic 1971, as the whole package is called by Reiza, comes free of charge to anyone owning the Nürburgring DLC or any of the packs that bring Nürburgring. Also, let's not forget the stock car series 2023 is also new content in this update. What else has been updated since the 1.4.6.1? A lot. We're talking about Reiza here. All cars in the FUSA class have reduced gear damage, as well as some corrections to many other cars, and the sound for some of the Metal Moros has been corrected. Tire skid and scrap sound has been adjusted for BMW 2002 Turbo, Corvette 73, Lotus 23 and Mini Cooper S 1965, as has been the starter timing and starter sound for a lot of classic and vintage cars. Bathurst 1983 got its circuit length updated, and Cadwell Park removed the next lap penalty if you run off at the final corner, which may be part of an overall correction in track cut detection for many of the tracks. Imola 2001 got some small corrections in the barrier gaps, and Kyalami Historic saw the garage building wall material corrected. And attention to detail like this is why the Automobilista 2 versions are released later than expected. Until now, the wear state of all tires got updated when you changed less than 4 tires on a pit stop, which is now not the case anymore. Truth to be told, we didn't know you could change less than 4 tires before we read of this change. Speaking about tires, of course, tire treads got fixed once again, this time for many vintage and classic cars. Also, the behavior of all types of tires in the wet was adjusted. And the AI will stop choosing the race starting tires based on the weather of the previous session. All cars with windshields now may get the windshield cracked or broken in an accident. This, among many small details, changed in a myriad of cars. The details you can read following the links in the description of the video.